It's time now for What's Trending. Now, many people know the dangers of texting and driving, but they do it anyway. One Colorado woman's lucky to be alive after she was in a serious accident while texting, although that reminder is a little pain in the behind. Let me explain. She slammed into a guardrail pole. It went through the front light of her truck, piercing her in the buttocks, and then continued through the seat behind her. Firefighters were able to get her out of the car. They had to cut her out. She was rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery.
In the buttocks, huh? Well, Forrest Gump action. Nominations are out for this year's Country Music Association Awards. Miranda Lambert leads the way with 9 nominations. That is the most ever for a female artist. And here's the interesting part. She is up against her husband, Blake Shelton. That's George Strait. But she's up against Blake Shelton for Entertainer of the Year, along with George Strait, Keith Urban, and Luke Bryan. The 48th Annual CMA Awards, you can see them live right here from Nashville, Tennessee. It'll be November 5th on ABC. I have a little bit of a thing for Miranda Lambert.
Oh, yeah?
If Blake Shelton should ever
She's married,
take a misstep, go the wrong way. I'm watching you, Blake. But I think that George Strait will win because he's retiring. So
they'll give that to him.
See, he's also George Strait. Now, I was going to play a Miranda Lambert song, and I can't get it to play. It's like the best song ever.
Maybe WJBF.com.
During the break, we'll play it. We'll have a little musical interlude at WJBF.com.
All right. Sadly, we can't take a nap in the afternoon. Wish we could during the workday. Well, if you don't get those 8 hours of sleep at night, then you're not alone. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that fewer Americans are getting a full night's rest. They suggest that you stop hitting the snooze button. Just set the alarm for the latest possible moment that you need to get up. Also, looking at eggs there, they're talking about breakfast. It's important to eat breakfast within an hour of waking up, and that will boost your mood and cognitive performance. And they also say you can knock out your busy work at work in the afternoons, like sending emails and doing office cleaning and things of that nature. Do that between 3 and 5, and that'll kind of keep you awake.
All right, will do. All right, Michael Sam, the defensive lineman released by the St. Louis Rams over the weekend. He is now going to join the practice squad of the Dallas Cowboys. For those of you who don't know, that's sort of like a scout team that practices against the real team. He is the first openly gay player drafted by an NFL team. Did not get a spot on the Rams roster, and so they cut him. He's changed his Twitter biography to, quote, proud Dallas Cowboys defensive end. And if there's injuries or anything like that, they can always call him up. It's sort of like the minor leagues for football. They can call him up from the practice squad if they need to based on injuries and other stuff. So we'll see how that plays out for the rest of the year. I think that one of the things that I've heard over and over and over is various people saying Michael Sam needs to be just treated like any other player. And I think that's not going to happen until ESPN and World News and we all stop talking about every single move the guy makes and let him play football. If he's good enough to make the team, he will. And when he was drafted, he was borderline at best by most experts to make a team.
I was going to say, I thought he was like a really good player.
He was really good in college, but at Missouri, in fact, he was their sack leader last year, and SEC's sack leader, for a matter of fact. But there's a difference in college and the NFL, even when it's the SEC. I think leave the guy alone for a little while, let him get his feet under him, see if he can actually make it in the NFL without being under a microscope all the time.
Agree with you on that.
All right, go to WJBF.com. We're going to play a little Miranda Lambert during the break and see if you like the song as much as I do. So we'll continue the conversation for our internet viewers only. And then a rare type of panda born at a Nashville zoo.
Coming up, we will show you the panda and tell you why it is so rare.
Today's high temp, 94 degrees, still well above average for this time of year. Had a morning low of 69. No rain at Bush Field, but we've had some real downpours north of the city. Have your Viper and the forecast coming up next.
Back up, live streaming, WJBF.com. This song is 2 minutes and 58 seconds long, so we're not going to be able to hear the whole thing, but
we have 2:30, so you might be
able
to hear some of it.
We'll just play it in the background. Can you hear it? There we go. I'll put it. There we go. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, you're excited about the CMAs.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I like I said, I think this is the greatest country song I've heard in years. It's like this, Friends in Low Places. There are a couple of Rascal Flatts songs you can throw in there.
Does she take the place of Carrie Underwood and say like Faith
Hill?
Yeah.
Faith Hill. Are we talking about on the attractive scale
Shania
or on
Twain.
the musical scale?
Musical. I think they're talented women.
But I think that's different. If you listen to like this song in particular, it's so different than anything I've heard on country radio in a long time. It's very much a throwback to an older style of country. And so let me turn it down a little bit because I can't hear myself.
Is it a soundtrack for
No,
a
it's
movie?
just off of her. It's off of her album For the Record, F-O-U-R, For the Record, which I'm guessing would be her 4th album, but that's just a guess off the top of my.
Okay.
It is her 4th album. There you go. So, but I just think Miranda's a lot more unique. I think the others. I think Carrie Underwood's got some great songs. I loved Shania back in the day, and then she sort of went off on the pop thing. But Miranda Lambert to me is just very
right there.
Rooted in country. Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson, she's more pop than country.
She kind of goes back and forth, and I like her a lot too.
Yeah.
She's
got a great voice.
She can sing virtually anything,
I agree.
in my opinion. So, but it's November 5th, I guess, is the CMAs. The funny thing is, I'm not a huge country fan. I go through spells where it's all I listen to. It typically happens in the summer.
Right.
I don't know why country
when you've
music.
got your cowboy hat on and your boots.
in the summer seem like they just go
horse.
together, but they do. And then when the fall gets here, I tend to get back into more pop and rock and things like that. So, what do you think?
I like it. Anything that gets him to move is good. This is good.
Brad, are you a Miranda Lambert fan? Brad does not like Miranda
Brad.
Lambert.
He said no.
Oh, you do
emphatically.
like Miranda. He was worried that was going to get on the internet and then go viral that Brad doesn't like Miranda Lambert.
He likes her.
All right, we're just going to play it out. Ready? We got 15 seconds.
George, you're coming up with a musical entrance.
Here we go. Ready?
No doors.